banners are lining the streets of China's capital praising the One Belt, One Road initiative. It aims to revive the ancient Silk Road trading route between Europe and Asia, pioneered by Marco Polo. That was around 700 years ago. So a summit in Beijing is discussing the way forward for the project. Here's our China correspondent, Adrian Brown.
The road to this conference is lined with good intentions. And while the slogans are hardly succinct, the state media machine has been in overdrive in other ways. Night after night, viewers are shown different world leaders and other foreign dignitaries praising China's ambitious plan to expand its economic and political power across Asia, the Middle East and Europe. In many ways, it is the media's only story right now. And the message, everyone who signs up to this will be a winner.
I'm going to attend a forum in Beijing on the Belt and Road Initiative.
What's that?
The campaign includes a bedtime story, where a father tells his daughter about how China is reviving the fabled Silk Road trading route.
It's called Silk Road. It's China's idea.
The author of this story,
belongs to the world.
China's President Xi Jinping. He wants to cement his country's ties to the outside world by investing in a range of large infrastructure projects that he says will promote faster growth.
For President Xi Jinping, this is not just an investment plan, it is also his solution to China's domestic problems, because we know that China is facing this overcapacity problem, and also the construction companies are out of business, a lot of them. So by exploring the overseas market, this is a rational choice for Xi Jinping, and it can also be his political legacy.
Some projects are already on track. Last month, a freight train completed the first journey between Britain and China. But some worry that Europe's trade with China remains lopsided and needs to change if One Belt, One Road is to work.
It's very telling that once per week, 5 trains go to Germany from Chongqing and only 1 returns. That indicates that the trade volume is pretty much geared towards Europe, but not really getting components and products from Germany into China.
This will be China's most important diplomatic event of the year. But many leading world figures have not accepted the invitation to come to Beijing, including President Trump, as well as the leaders of India, Japan and Germany, who for now at least don't appear to share China's vision of what global trade should look like. Adrian Brown, Al Jazeera, Beijing.
Well, to promote China's ambitious plan at home and abroad, it's come up with 3 names for it. So they are the New Silk Road, One Belt, One Road, or simply Belt and Road. But beyond the buzzwords, what exactly does it entail? So it's a host of infrastructure projects and trade deals linking 68 countries, which make up 40% of the world's economy and 4.4 billion people. So it's divided into 2 different components. One is the Silk Road economic belt, linking China to Europe through overland infrastructure and trade corridors. And then the other one is right there. It's the 21st century maritime Silk Road, comprising sea routes linking China to Africa and the Mediterranean. And here's what the Chinese President Xi Jinping's brainchild actually looks like right there, as you can see. So Chinese officials hope this project will start a new wave of globalization and bring prosperity to all of the countries involved. Let's speak to Jabin Jacob. He's an associate professor at the Institute of Chinese Studies, joining us via Skype from New Delhi. But one of the countries that is not very happy about this, and indeed is not sending an official delegation, is India. Why?
Well, there are a couple of problems right there in the report your correspondent made just now, which is, the idea that the Chinese are selling is that the Silk Road, the ancient Silk Road, was Chinese. And that's the problem there, because the ancient Silk Road wasn't only Chinese. It was a collaborative venture between civilizations and peoples. And in this retelling, modern day retelling too, while China says, this is a multilateral project, it doesn't quite actually bring in key players or try to address concerns of key players like India.
But what is India's concern with this? You haven't answered my question yet. Why is India not going? You have more than 25 countries attending the summit this weekend.
Well, 25 countries is still a very small number. I mean, India has a problem, one, because of the misinterpretation of history that as part of this new Silk Road initiative. Second is, of course, we have a direct and present concern in that this China-Pakistan economic corridor passes through Pakistan-occupied Kashmir, to which we have a legal claim. And in this aspect, the Chinese have not really taken on board our concerns. They have tried increasingly over the last few weeks to try and address some of these concerns. But the impression that we have is that China isn't going the whole distance in trying to portray it as itself as neutral. Once upon a time, China did try and give a neutral position on Kashmir, but it has walked substantially back from that position since
So it
then.
seems like it's very much a political issue for India then. Going forward, is this the position that India is going to take?
See, it's not just a political issue. There are also concerns about what the details of the One Belt, One Road are. For example, take Pakistan itself. The contracts, the programs that the Chinese are involved in the projects that the Chinese are involved in Pakistan, the contract terms are not clear. The price, the interest rates are not clear. The Pakistanis themselves have many concerns. They are protesting at many places about the details. So if these economic projects, which we like investments, and these are loans of which terms are not clear, Sri Lanka has already had a problem. Pakistanis are actually looking at the example of Sri Lanka and saying, well, are we going down the same road? So if, even in the economic realm that the Chinese sell, the details are not clear. What are the benefits are not clear. But you just simply tag a line win-win. I don't think that quite helps anybody. And that's also a concern for India.